The notion that the last coaching process they went through was the successful one, when you fired him after 1 year, might be the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard a person say. But let's move on from that, because the interesting thing to everyone else is, does it sound like he just discounted Urban Meyer as a potential stop in Cleveland?
Yeah, there may have been some mutual interest there at some point, but I think right now, like you said, they're talking about NFL guys. And so by him saying that, I don't think they were going with Urban before. Maybe they made a phone call prior to this, and maybe there wasn't situationally, it didn't align the way that Urban wanted it to, so I think that they're probably moving on.
Yeah, I think we can take him at his word on that. Not that twists and turns of the process might ultimately lead somewhere he doesn't expect at this point. But after the Freddie Kitchens experience, I think they want someone who has NFL experience, because the problem was Freddie Kitchens wasn't ready for the job, and they need to make sure that this next person.
I do like the idea that they hire a head coach first. Traditionally, I wouldn't lean in that direction. Traditionally, I wouldn't lean in that direction, but the roster is made. This is a win-now team. So hiring a head coach and making that be the focus is more important.
Well, you need a good general manager to rebuild that offensive line, because that's where they faltered. The fact that they couldn't protect Baker Mayfield, he took a sophomore slump. I think, a guy like Louis Riddick, I think, will be perfect for this job. I would like to hire him first and let him hire his head coach. I don't like the fact that, both guys have to report to him. We see this that not work, with the New York Jets right here in New York. The fact that, you got people that can go around each other and talk directly to the owner who doesn't know anything about football anyway.
Let me ask you guys a question, because let's go to the part of this that I think is most interesting. If you look at almost all of the teams that had coaching vacancies, they all have young quarterbacks in place. Right. Cleveland is a perfect example. If I'm a coach and I have options, that's the first thing I'm looking at. Do they have a quarterback I feel I can win a championship with? Does Cleveland?
Yeah, you can win a championship with Baker Mayfield. I don't know if he's ever going to be a top 5 quarterback, but he's good enough to get you there. He's probably Kirk Cousins-esque, maybe a little bit better. But that hasn't been the issue. It's been the dysfunction where Baker's going to coordinators and they're going above guys. Like, it's been straight Game of Thrones up there in Cleveland, where everybody's pointing this way and that way with whose fault that it is. I do like the fact that they're bringing these guys in together. They're going to assess the roster, and this is essentially has them putting two kids in the backseat of a car saying, I don't care who started the fight. If there's noise coming out of the back, you're both getting punished when we get out.
Personal experience.
Yeah, 100%. We're getting, you're firing. It's a tandem jump.
We do see places where having the coach and then the GM works. Kansas City, San Francisco, Seattle. I mean, these are places where that has been put together successfully, and I think that's what Jimmy Haslam is looking at. Look, they're going to be able to get somebody to coach this team. It's a talented team. They need to make a couple fixes on the line. I just think it's interesting that they continue to change the plan every single year or every 2 years.
Why doesn't Jimmy Haslam just find the homeless guy that told him who to draft when he drafted Johnny Manziel and ask that guy who the head coach should be? Like, that seems to be his decision-making process.
I mean, he has to do a sell job. I mean, how is he going to get somebody to want to come there when every year you're hiring a new coach? I understand I'm getting paid for 5 years, but you're going to have to empower somebody like they did in San Francisco, because you have to fix it from the top up. So they need somebody that's going to come in and give a 6-year deal. Can they afford to keep giving coaches 6-year deals? They're going to be paying Freddie for the next 4, right?
Here's what I'll say. Here's sales pitch is I've got Baker Mayfield, I've got Myles Garrett, I've got Odell Beckham, I've got Nick Chubb. I got a lot of good football players here. Rebuild the offensive line, come in here and start winning. I actually think he has more to sell than most of the other teams out there that are looking for coaches. Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube.
For more sports and analysis, download the ESPN app.
And for live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN Plus right now.